And you know, that's a really good question. You know, how good are these Black Cats? How good are these Daredevils? Can we go for these full dives?
Yes.
With everybody else, it's going to be a very interesting ask that I don't know if both teams can actually answer confidently until they win this series.
Jay, are you from NA
yeah, see,
or
you're
Europe?
going to see here, and I like this. We're going to see Crimzo with Rymazing on the dive. We talked about. I talked about. You know, I do think
British.
This team is a lot better win caps on the table because then they can fully
Usually,
commit
a lot
onto
of people
that
can tell from my accent.
To be on the dinosaur to help peel that backline a little bit while the dive goes through. If Ryan Crimzo are on their game right now, it could be a good start for them. And the opposition for NRG. So across the board, this is tried and true, but they're running that triple backline instead. Window's going to be on the hook. Stinkers on the dive with the cat is able to find one. The Dogman's back in. Hoodie now takes out Rymazing, countering that dive quickly with a Jeff. So this triple solution might be working, but this time for NRG.
Oh my God, NRG chat. NRG has the heal pool too.
With very strong characters. You saw how strong Jeff was. Hoodie.
Sentinels has Rymazing on DPS
so
to start.
Has been so nice, and you know, for Sentinels, they're already sent back, right? Just one by one, they've been blasted by water, cooled down on such a fiery map. As Future does trade one, that's not enough.
Yeah, full reset here for Sentinels. NRG up on percentage, 10% and climbing here. And they have Aztec's ultimate available for this early next fight. That's going to be a big advantage for them. And that's the value of Strap Pool, especially in triple comps like this, is you can really kind of play your own game, play more aggressive. Use your ult.
The one thing I don't like about NRG winning right now is that Sentinels is going to probably go back and through triple support, and that's something I don't want to watch.
Completed, committing heavy.
Come on.
As Madara finds the first one onto Dongman instantly, but right back in the fight, Dongman goes.
Yeah, BRB brings him back, like you said, and Crimzo's going to have to do a lot in terms of opening space. Jackpot also built up, so he's still got 6 seconds of the ultimate. And looking towards backline, game who's still available for the front line. Lartrox is out. That's at 3 people into the trap. 2, Usher. Insane grab of the entire team on the opposite side.
Oh, and the value of that is it's just one ult. It just happened to be giant as they're now walking down NRG. 52% is nothing to joke about, though, for the current moment. Rymazing going to be on Cat.
Wait a minute.
Drops Chime off the DB.
Wait a minute. That's so
gonna match
true.
It right back, Crimzo.
How does Devil Dinosaur have money to steal? How does Black Cat steal money from Devil Dinosaur?
Try to get
he
up to
doesn't have
that,
any pockets. He doesn't have a bank account.
Situation, but yeah, and you could actually, based on the percentage, get your portal back by the end of the first map here. So I like that play, but didn't really spell for long.
The Devil Dinosaur has all his money in his prison wallet.
To play towards the health pack.
So does that mean Black Cat reaches up there to steal money?
But they come back into it, and you may have gotten your wish. Another close series. Upcoming fight. Chime ready to go in terms of this white box ult. Same thing with the Jeff. Jeff actually using the ultimate to kind of stay alive. See you later. Tries to find the KOs, and Rymazing does so.
Oh, that's a huge, it's Jeff here. Oh, it's actually friendly. It's like on live, using it to reposition. I thought it was gonna be aggro, but what am I saying here? That's Hoodie going after Window and Madara at that moment, dropping back with the team. Ult's available here for Oasis, Rymazing, and Crimzo. 4 for NRG. Out goes the ground now. Back and forth they go. The dive from Rymazing, calling card is available, but instead not able to get much yet, kind of biding more time. It's matched back now by Stinkers, and out goes the Kamiho Unleashed.
Yeah, towards the point. So they're just trying to kind of secure the objective with it at the very least. Wait till his resets. Stop.
You know what I hate about matchups like this, chat?
The one to find Hoodie on the backside.
I'm the person that wants everyone to be happy.
That ultimate. Out again.
So it actually really does suck that one of these teams are only going to move on. The other team has to. The other team's going to not move on, bro. I hate it.
And that's the real truth. Is to cancel an ult and gets the pick, leaving Bruce for the moment. Is some big brain too. And have to force to get that pick at the last possible second. Waiting here to stagger.
Nice stagger, by the way.
And now the cleanup. Well, actually, no, because they have point. Wow. Well, finally falls. Amazing. Again, this percentage very close here. NRG does have ult advantage.
That's a huge stagger, by the way.
We're about to see if Window has ult in a moment.
Upcoming fight. I mean, you know, we can potentially still play around Madara pretty hardcore, and for Sentinels, you know, still around Usher. Build up those ultimates. Just shove Madara very low. What if they go for those hard dives again? I mean, just a full brawl together. We'll see if that Jeff also can find those neutral picks. I think he's done so in the previous fight. Same thing with Aztecs with his ultimate. He's able to get a jackpot too. They can get Dongman early. BRB going to be forced out quick.
Waiting on passing that test. Last possible second here. Breaking that BRB. Yeah, that's a good find. A little aggro. Position on the opposition side. Madara going in heavy with the Rampage. Looking towards the back line, but immediately forces out a Sia. Still holding this point. Sen is now fully committed. No ult yet, and that's gonna be some good picks. Oasis, Crimzo, and Dongman. Now you should find one. OT ticks down. And I don't know that they can do this. Stinkers tries to hold. No portal's gonna be there. That's gonna be map 1.
Wow, what a
Who would
first
have
round
thought
for
that if
Sentinels, a huge
Sentinels
map
puts
out of
their DPS player on
Usher
DPS instead
specifically,
of triple
but the whole
support,
team too,
that they would be
playing
winning?
around what NRG were trying to do. And
I thought
unfortunately from Dara and the crew, they couldn't get much
that
done.
they might
tried
go
to peel
triple
off some
support. That's why I
people,
said
but,
NRG's
Hoodie
winning.
went in,
But I think
bit too
NRG's
far,
still
got
gonna do
stomped
well.
on by the Dino, and right now, I just feel like what
Stinkers
Crimzo
is 2 and
in the
4?
squad, trying to buy space or get space for Usher, who is, by the way, deathless. So, I mean, he's had a great game so far.
2 and 4?
And for NRG, it just feels like they lack a little bit of
has no
damage. I
final
wonder
hits?
because they're trying to peel more so for the Black Cat, at least with the White Fox the last map. They want to change off it. It seems like they agree they're going to go to the Star-Lord and then switch over window to that Van Pool that we've seen in the past. That's kind of interesting because I think a lot of teams would commit to sort of hard countering that Dino with Deadpool, but it obviously wasn't really working, and it's primarily off the back of, like you were talking about, Usher was just having some huge Lartroxes.
Yeah, I mean, not only were they finding multiple people, but like, you know, canceling the hook ult there at the end, it's just so much additional value and worked out well, right? Amazing making the switch over to Cat too. Shout that out because, you know, the DD didn't work out initially, saw that it was matched over there and immediately locked in. And now it forces actually the switch, and Chime and Stinkers are not going to be running Cat at all in traditional with the range hit scan.
Maybe this is something out of like what TSM
Being awake
would
at
opt
3
to
a.m.
do.
Damn, you're awake at 3 a.m. for the watch party? That's insane, bro. That's respect.
Going a little too aggressive.
But you have about a whole month of just like sleep and relaxation until the playoffs happen. Chat, by the way, just as a heads up, the playoffs are going to be like 16-hour days, by the
They
way.
actually look to surround. Crimzo tries to fight those flanks, make sure Sneakers, by the way, is matching it, but Rise now unmatched on the front line.
Yeah, Rise starting off with the calling card, trying to
5
get the trade,
a.m.
but
for
it's
some of
just
you guys are
too hard
champs,
to
man.
cut through at this point. The Fox and the Cat duking it out. Fox looks like it's winning, I'll tell you that much right now, but the portal, or the point, excuse me, immediately gets capped here. Rez comes in on the window. Dongman finding Chime. Out goes the Kamiho Unleashed, this time from the side of Oasis. Right, Mazing and Crimzo find two throughout the chaos. Window now able to take out Flamme. So numbers are still, though, in favor of Sentinels as they hold this point.
It was an excellent timed ult from the back line, and I thought that, honestly, NRG did a decent job. Like, Stinkers met Crimzo, found Crimzo on the flank. They dealt with Crimzo so that Rise ultimate would be getting negated. But then everybody towards the main line and the front line group, Dongman specifically, just out matching those the Devil Dino because everybody's trying to peel for each other instead of their own Devil Dino.
Yo, Mr. 24 is man, just be careful with that stuff.
Amazing initiation. Aztec goes down. Dongman with the bleed there. It's a good start as now Chime finds Right Amazing. Stinkers on a Crimzo. The res comes through. Usher goes down two. Stinkers with an absolutely giant ultimate. Flamme going to be bringing back Crimzo, but it doesn't matter.
If you guys are drinking a lot of energy drinks, try to stay up, chat. Be careful, man.
Stinkers with a nice clean there. Goodbye to Flamme. A quick sweep, but 53%, not too bad off rip.
Yeah, Stinkers, they're going to have to keep playing through this man, and it's good that they're trying to pick up the Star-Lord now instead of that triple Stratus comp. Now they can play heavily
Agreed.
around.
Do I take free workout?
They
No.
banned and protected back in the draft phase.
Before I work out, I slap my
keep
ass,
it
and that
up,
gives me
right?
so much
Sentinels
energy.
Finally sent back one fight due to Stinkers clipping Flamme on the opposite side. We'll see if, Sentinels, their team, now they have the Daredevil help match those flanks. I think Stinker's getting enough resources to help matching Crimzo. Crimzo's the setup man almost for Ryan Amazing, and he's been out of these fights due to how Stinker's playing with the back line with the Rocket Raccoon specifically, and also Chime has that large Trox available. Oh, okay, Crimzo down.
Yeah, good shots there. Flamme able to bring Crimzo back, though. Numbers still even. This could be a huge Lartrox opportunity as it gets launched.
No, that was way too far. That was way too far. Chime, what are we doing, bro? It doesn't even look like you want to be in the playoffs.
Chime going to try to burn that down. About half HP, electing to not
What
go
was
after
that?
it. Flamme drops Window. Crimzo now onto Aztec. Stinkers trades it onto Crimzo, and Window comes back from the BRB, so the numbers should be even. The rampage out from Madara. Hoodie 2 becoming unleashed. It looks like everybody just kind of held on for a moment. NRG now up in percentage.
That's why I wear baggy shirts so you can't see it, but when the shirt comes off,
that
bro.
doesn't have to deal with Peel, but no, okay, Stinkers, or rather can't deal with Peel, and I guess that just immediately is negated to the fact that Stinkers is just that guy. Hoodie also finds Right Amazing. Getting off White Fox proves to be deadly for Sentinels as they almost won that fight. Usher puts the team on his back yet again, has the ultimate ready to go. Or are they going to group up for it? He's lost the rest of his team. They're not NRG, hold on.
I really do hope NRG wins
here
this.
from NRG.
I do want to see him after
this has been Galaxy
round
Brain, as now Stinkers has ultimate again. Not going to be able to combine with Aztec in this fight should they want to try to push through some of the
Hope you're having a great day, Lucky.
There's going to be a lot of answers here for Sentinels. This is going to be an absolute banger fight. It's all going to be a Q-Fest. Can they get there to touch? I do believe Cap can make it. 7% available, but all the way to 99 NRG.
Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if this does go NRG's
Can
way.
Mantis be a
in
good
future
second fielder?
maps. We'll see the Star-Lord
If you're
ban,
playing
but obviously it's gonna
if you're
keep
playing against a Devil Dinosaur and you can get a
going
lot
in
of
terms
headshots
this
and get a
fight.
lot
We
of
do have
leaks, it
ultimate
could be
combinations
good,
in
but
a second. Aztec
typically
has
just run it
that.
with
See you
3
later.
supports.
Stinkers want to wait for it. No, he wants to go now.
Oh, good dance floor to hold on. Ryan Mazing trying to get onto it. Yes, they're all on the floor now to counteract this ultimate. Glartrox could be big. Does this seem to land? Yusher tried. Good eyes on it. Doesn't look like it does. Psych-Eye Light Flamay able to find Madara now. Numbers up for Sentinels.
Oh my God.
Ryan Mazing letting the devil out. Is able to find Hoodie. Aztec
Oh
goes
my
down.
God, right? I would
Finds
never
window,
understand
and
why
now
they put this
will
guy
get
on
this
support the
point.
whole time, man.
56% in climbing. Dongmin soon to have ult. Flamay going to be there as well. And the answer is going to be Aztec, Madara, and Hoodie with Chime. NRG have them right where they want them.
You're right, they do. I was a little, I'm kind of wondering why, you know, Stinkers didn't just wait a little bit for Aztec to get the combo off. He can get KOs through strat ults.
Yeah.
And we've seen in the past, it's like the best combo in terms of those two, but, you know, obviously they're going to rely heavily on Chime again, right? This upcoming fight, he's going to have to keep getting a big Lartrox, but it's not been as clean as Yusher has been on the opposite side. Dongmin as well can clear a little space. Stinkers goes down to Rai on the flank already.
Wow. That's a huge early pick, and I'm with you, buddy. That could have been a win condition there. Try to combine those. Try to go a little bit early, but make it work. It's now out goes that Glartrox. Match right back with the Sia. Chime try to make it work. Oh, how are you still healthy there, Dongmin?
That is crazy.
Through the ultimate, that's how. Flamay able to get some value with the Sia as Crimzo drops Madara now. Window trying to get on this point to stall us. It's 99.99. Crimzo finding Aztec. Numbers heavily up here for Sen. Hoodie gonna launch with the coming home unleash.
NRG might take the first map, chat.
Finds Flamay. Strategists are in peril. Hoodie drops Yusher, and there might be a retake opportunity as the portals now come through. It's gonna be numbers on numbers.
Oh wow, great portal, and that guy actually lived. Wow.
Giving it up until they get their own portal through.
Yeah, Ryan's still here. I mean, BRB gets broken, or at least moved by Aztec. Chime I don't think we'll be up in time for this portal, so this might just be a 5 versus 6 towards the point, but Sentinels need some good target focus. Portal's about to close, but Chime makes his way through, so it's an even 6 versus 6. But Hoodie takes down Ryan Mason. He has now switched.
No way.
Hoodie clutching up with 2. Chime finds
No way.
This
they
is
bring it
like
back,
NRG.
bro. No
We're
way.
gonna find this
How
now
with
after the portal gets
Sentinels? I
committed.
cursed them.
Flamay trying to
The
hold
Jay3
on
curse
for dear
actually
life.
exists.
100 HP in a dream will not last long. That dream is cut short into a nightmare. NRG are going to make this happen as Ryan Mazing falls. And wow, of course it turns out like this, folks. What a battle here off to map 3.
And we are
Vault
going to a round
I thought
3.
it was over for NRG after they used that combination outside of each other's kind of window. But
This is basically what it looks like to be for like a grand finals. So Stinkers with 13 finals.
Looks like Sentinels kind of
Ryan Mazing with 13 finals.
Take it down, and despite how much damage Yusher might have done in that previous map, and Ryan was able to follow up on things, they slowed it down a little bit. NRG played around their strategists, and you can see how well they've played, and really all the strat lines this tournament have been kind of amazing, to say the least. But for NRG, I wonder what they do on this next round, because it did go their way still, and they played around the back line. They also have Stinker's ultimate, but now they're out of sync. Aztec and Stinkers are at the very least, and for Sentinels, I wonder if Crimzo gets an ultimate again just to try to counter it. Sentinels, they need an over ult here, though, to just counter that Star-Lord ult in a second.
Yeah, it's tough to match Rocket v Rocket when they get Star-Lord, right? Because you really can just outwin a lot of those trades if you combine properly. We're going to see
as for
what
Friday's
Ultimate
games.
Charge looks like in a moment. Ryan Mazing
Some of the games were
has
good,
the
yeah.
lead here.
Yesterday's
Oasis
games were
and
really
Crimzo
good.
going to be close behind. Stinkers.
Today's were a little
up there with
half and
Ultimate
half.
now, and we
EMEA
know
was
how
kind of
strong
boring.
that Star-Lord
This
Ultimate
game,
is
these
in
are
this
good.
meta. We know combination with Aztec, they're just out of sync slightly in terms of percentage.
Like you said, out of sync a little bit. Right, though, has not been out of sync with his ult every time. Stinkers goes in early to disengage it for now. Dongmin jumps in, just got to block it, but the BRB surely brings him back, right? So Dongmin's still in it. They only get one. You get a BRB outside.
Our Mori is a content creator for Sentinels. He does not play for them anymore.
And now you see the Freedom Charge going heavy as Crimzo walks through. Yusher able to find Madara as the backline is distracted. Madara comes back though with the BRB. Now both teams down while committing an ultimate. There's not too much value outside of it. Yusher looking for a huge Glartrox. He buys on for that as Crimzo takes out Hoodie, dropping a backline. Pick is a huge start now for Sentinels. Chime releasing the Glartrox. What a pick it out of the sky from Yusher. Looking for a Glartrox of his own.
I don't even know if Oasis needed an ult there either. Like, they were all... Did he even get... Oh, he got the most mobile characters. You got both the Daredevil and the Devil Dino. So, I mean, or Captain America, sorry. So
why doesn't she play?
For Sentinels.
That's
a
a question you're probably going to have to ask her. Maybe she doesn't...
combination with the Star-Lord and that...
Maybe she wants to be a content creator. Content creator is more chill, relaxing.
It's a bit more open. It should be easier.
Look, in my opinion, it's a lot more fun. But competing is fun, too.
Sit into the height. Window tries to at least annoy on the off
especially
angle,
when you make it to a LAN event and you're playing on stage.
Yeah, there's a lot of verticality here to take for the dive. A lot of escapability for Cap, who can just use that verticality and jump 24/7. Sinker's trying to build that ultimate, looking for Yusher, but Yusher's just built different. What an escape there with a teleport. Yusher almost gets that trade. Madara goes down for a full team on the high side, chasing him down. Yusher finds window through that. Goodbye to the Vanguards, and they're going to keep this moving forward. Sentinels are back with a vengeance. Madara, Aztec, and soon to be Hoodie with ults, though, in comparison to Flamme and Yusher.
Stinker switches back over to the Black Cat. Chime's the one going over to Star-Lord. So they just want to play the best hero right now. That's kind of interesting, but still without ultimates. That's a problem for this upcoming fight. Now, they can stall it out. They can wait long enough. If they get the Black Cat alongside the Star-Lord ultimate to sync up again and dodge this huge Glartrox out of Yusher, maybe they have a shot in this upcoming fight.
Yeah, the Cap's coming in. The Glartrox finally is unleashed here. Mega gonna match it back with the Sia. Both teams staying healthy for the moment. So many ults available. They're committing heavy. Window starts up with the Banhammer. Madara goes in with a Rampage. Hoodie now with the Kamiho unleash is going to be enough for them to take it, but that's a lot of commitment. Duel is not going to have to use ults here, though. And then a little bit more of a chance in this next set of fights. 83% in climbing percent as they stall. Amazing, doing a great job dancing, but does pay for it as Chime cleans that up. Stinkers now finds a piece of the pie on a Dongmin, and the retake is just coming in any moment now.
Yeah, nice retake there. Hoodie and Madara combining, like you mentioned, also with that early see you later. I mean, obviously it goes down, but target focus good out of both squads. 92% of the board for Sentinels. So if they just play it slow again, wait for Yusher to build that ult, maybe they have a shot here, but NRG, I want to see what they do with both Chime and Stinkers. They combine these to go aggressive. They do early on. Force cooldowns for Stinkers. Force the cap ult. Okay. If they don't go down here to this Glartrox, then maybe in this upcoming fight, Stinkers will have a flush ult.
The Freedom Charge as an answer was genius there from Crimzo. It's going to charge that backline as well, give them some advantage. And now Amazing, Oasis are very close to ultimate as well. And there they go. Let the devil out. Amazing, eyes on. Will he be able to find value? Down goes Aztec. Huge pick as the BRB is now gone. Now looking towards the
Oh my God, Amazing, dude.
Going to drop window through the chaos. Numbers in their favor. Portal play needs to come out here.
Amazing is so dirty,
in a very
chat.
strong spot. It's going to be tough for them to lose this now. Will NRG be able to get here from Aztec's portal? Looks like it's coming in now.
Yeah, it is. It'll be there in a moment. This has been really hard, I think, to counter Rye. Time goes down, too, in the snagger. I mean, this has been a tough map. They touch.
No, I think it's GG's, chat. As soon as they get to the portal, Dongman's going to have his ult. NRG has no ults. They're just going to lose. Yep, it's GG's first map is Sentinels. I'm calling it right there. Bang.
Amazing. Yusher now. Stinkers bringing back Hoodie, too, with window. Numbers are almost even. Psych-Eye Light. Yusher finding Chime. Sentinels try to stop this now. Portal out for the Fox. Goodbye. In Sentinels, it's just a matter of time here.
Chat. GR.
Off mapping for the moment, trying to end this in OT. Goodbye. As Yusher cleans up another. Numbers are dwindling. Window trying to stall. It's a pretty solid stall potential here for Venom, but I do believe it's going to be incredibly difficult as the rest falls. Sentinels take game one.
Jeez, yeah, huge map. And I think at the very end, it was honestly off the back of Oasis and their strategist. It seems like NRG just could not apply the pressure that Crimzo and Amazing could. And you talked about it. You just got to trade back lines. Sentinels did so.
Someone said it in chat, and I completely agree with them.
They were always getting perfectly timed.
I don't think Chime is having a good game.
And Stinkers and Chime alongside Window could not find those dives. So great work out of Crimzo's
when he was popping his, I mean, it's not his fault when he pops his Star-Lord ult. I mean, they just had ults for him.
Break. When we come back, we'll see what the next map pick is.
Like I said, man, I don't think Sentinels will be in the position that they are today if they just put Amazing on DPS. It does not. I'm sorry. It does not make any sense. Amazing is a great Black Cat player and also a great DD player. But I don't know why he was more comfortable playing the triple support, man. I think Sentinels needs to rely less on triple support and more on their own skill. He is not scared of the bright lights, chat. No, he's not. Jay, can you please play pro for one season? No, thank you, chat. I like doing the watch parties with you guys. I'm afraid of the bright lights because if I play in the bright lights, the lights are going to reflect off my head and they're going to blind you guys. So I'm actually doing you guys a favor. I am going for a steak tonight with the wife. Should I get a ribeye or a top sirloin? Go for a ribeye, bro. Ribeyes are the best cut. Ribeye is the best cut of meat, hands down. These watch parties have made me care about esports, so I'm glad you do them. Hey, W, chat, you heard that? W. Definitely not a fillet, bro. Ribeyes are the best because it does have that, like, what is it? What do they call it? The cap, and the, you know, it has a lot of fat too, especially a bone-in ribeye or like a, but I think some of it's like a cowgirl ribeye as well. Oh my god, ribeye is just so delicious. If you don't like fat, you don't like flavor. That's where all the flavor's at, chat. The fat. Cuba Mom. Appreciate the massive new tier 1 sub. Absolutely insane. New York is so lame. Nah. New Yorks are lame, dude. I never buy New Yorks. New Yorks are Arby's has the best steak. I don't think I've ever met anyone who actually eats Arby's. Anyone here actually eat Arby's? Wagyu is good, but there's also a lot of fake Wagyu out there, so you have to be careful. Also, there's like American Wagyu, there's Australian Wagyu, there's like all that, but I will say, like, A5 from Japan Wagyu, that shit is really good, but you can't eat too much. I don't know about you guys, but you can't eat too much of it. Makes me feel sick. It's too fatty, it's too buttery. When you eat like a big one, I eat Arby's, it's good. That's disgusting. That's disgusting. I will never forget the day that I saw a news article that says, oh, here, I'll show you guys. Let me show you guys real quick. In May 2023, a 63-year-old manager was found dead inside an Arby's walk-in freezer. Yeah, chat. So remember, when they say we have the meats, oh, they definitely have the meats, chat. You guys just don't know what meat you're eating, bro. That is sad, man. A 63-year-old mother, man. Trapped in a freezer, a -20 freezer. Jesus Christ, man. Absolutely, that's sad, man. Wait, did you see that Panda Express now has brisket? That's another place I don't actually eat a lot at. Panda Express. No, she was found by her son. This is what it said. Mm-hmm.
You made me angry. We are undefeatable.
That's which is even sadder. Yeah. Sorry, this is another hot take from someone on YouTube. Arby's in my hometown has been well managed. Okay, we're gonna ignore that part. But Taco Bell is awful. No clue how people can eat there. I assume it's the same in other people's towns.
Welcome back, one and all. Before we're digging into all things Map
Taco Bell is
1
horrible,
between
and I can't believe
Sentinels
people eat Taco Bell.
and NRG Shock, I want to quickly give you a PSA and remind you that these beautiful skins on your screen are available right now, so make sure to cop them and rep them in game. Which one's your favorite, Dogman? Is it Mantis or Ironman? Which one are you leaning to?
Listen, all I'm saying is, you know, I've
Don't
been
say
waiting.
anything that gets you fired.
And he's silent. No.
And he's muted. You've been waiting for that samurai skin. I knew that's exactly what you're
yeah, I
gonna
love
say.
samurais. Hell yeah. Let's go.
Yeah,
I
man,
love
some
this.
Iron Man Bushido action.
You don't
We
buy
are
Taco
so
Bell,
here
you
for
rent it.
this. We are so here for it. We're
That is
also
the
here for a
complete
close
truest thing I've ever
match
seen.
to close out our very exciting day. Sentinels is taking this one. Energy certainly fought back. Let's talk about how they got it done, though. Just stylistically, how did those two teams match up, Shiv?
It was a lot of back and forth, a lot of switching of compositions too. It's tough for me to identify exactly what won them the map. I'll say on map 3, Sen just looked dominant out the gate early on with those picks, and then they kind of just kept the ball rolling from there. They never really had the combination ultimate to cut through strat line, and that's on the side of NRG. They never really used that Rocket Star-Lord combo once to try to find their way through strats, which Dog had touched on. I thought it was a good point.
Yeah, what's up, Unholy
so it seemed like
Cammy?
they were just slightly
Jay wears his
off
underwear on
kilter,
both
not getting as much
sides, so I
value
don't
with
trust
those
his
ults.
judgment, though. What?
Yeah, Dogman, you said especially that one stinker ult that he used on that Star-Lord at the very end there. He didn't wait to team it up with anything or... yeah, so it just didn't get as much value. And we've seen that more than once from Energy Shock. Meanwhile, for Sentinels, all things just kind of clicked. They've been looking very, very dominant. The backline was sustaining the team really well. And they traded backlines really well.
Yeah, that was the problem for sure, is what you mentioned, Zoe. I think the Oasis was a bit too safe. You know, and I think it's kind of goes back to our SSG series too a little bit. You know, you can't rely heavily on just a single player. I mean, it's a team game at the end of the day. And, you know, like we saw Sentinels just play more cohesive. You know, you have Rymazing on the Daredevil that people have been asking for, or the Black Cat, right? And then he comes through with the Crimzo dives. It just looks super clean.
Wow,
and
yeah,
for Energy,
Chime,
their dives just
I don't
look
think-
good.
I mean,
like,
Chime
straight
was
up,
doing a
like
lot of
Window
damage, but-
and Chime could never sync up, and then at 4 stinkers
Bro,
to get
look
off
at,
the Star-Lord that he was doing really well on.
Look
So,
at
yeah,
Rymazing
it
and
just
Usher,
was a bit of
17
a
finals and
unfortunate
20 finals, bro. The
you know,
DPS
including
on
that,
Sentinels popped off,
that
man.
unsynchronous team up between the Star-Lord and the Rocket Raccoon.
Also,
Yeah,
yeah,
Energy
that's
Shock
crazy.
also came in with some big changes from round to round there, right? I mean, Chime started it all off on White Fox, then later switched over to play that duelist for them, and Hoodie then took over the White Fox duties. Do you feel like there maybe was a little bit too much switching going on?
Yes and no. I mean, in this game, like it's very advantageous to swap things up if your team's struggling. But yeah, I mean, when you do it too much, you're losing alt charge, you're losing like cohesiveness with alt combinations, all that kind of stuff kind of falls to the wayside. So it's definitely on the table, but I do think they were trying to find a right answer. Rye did a good job starting off with DD, then going to the Cat to match, finding value, then ending up on DD again. It seemed like the switching just were more, or the switching was just more effective from Sentinels Duelist than it was for NRG, even though, you know, Stinkers and Chime are great, but you can just look at the stat line here. Rymazing and Usher was 17 in 20 finals. It is crazy.
Yeah, Usher was dealing an insane amount of damage on the server in this one. I mean, yeah, Elsa, still such a threat. We all thought that she's kind of gonna fall off of the meta, but she really didn't, Dogman.
No, yeah, Elsa's still really good. I mean, I thought that she'd fall off too, but I thought the same thing about Psylocke all those years ago, and Psylocke's still like a pretty solid pick like we saw in the last series. So, yeah, I mean, I'm really impressed, I think, with Sentinel's dive. I think Crimzo has like kind of been on the hot seat for me a little bit. He's been through so many iterations of Sentinels, and I love Crimzo, obviously, but you know, you just got to keep it a buck, right? Ryan and Crimzo have been around for Sentinels forever. And you know, obviously they won those early championships, but they haven't had recent success. And, you know, it's all about what have you done for me lately, at least as a fan perspective. I know a lot of people are in that boat over Sentinels.
Absolutely. I mean, we do love to see the Crimson on that cap. We know how much he can get done on that particular
I just hit
hero,
one above all. Are you
but,
proud of me?
Yeah,
Yo,
let's
good
see
shit,
what they have
man.
in
Good
store
shit.
for us as we're
Congratulations.
heading into map
That's
number
awesome.
2. There's going to be Energy Shock's map pick. Let's not go to Museum of Contemplation, though. Let's just not. Can we not?
It's
And we're not. My goats. My absolute
No, it's the best.
goat.
Best caster curse we've ever done is cursing
Hall
Museum
of
and just forcing all these
Jalia.
different maps today.
Yeah, I really
I'm
feel
proud of
like
us.
we manifested that, like, just as the trio, we got it
I'm
done.
glad that we're not
Like,
seeing a
good
lot
on us.
of Museum of Contemplation.
I kinda like that map,
we're
though.
taking PayPal and Venmo payment for that, just so you know. Link in chat. But anyway, yeah, okay. Hall of Jalia. You like this map, Dogman? Please elaborate.
I think that, well, Hall of the Jolly is a good map, I think, for the side of NRG to at least mix it up a little bit too. And like you said, just like anything to get off sort of these like dive sort of maps. But I'm down for just the map that if we're gonna protect the Star Lord and play around the Star Lord, I think we need to better it right. And it's just the map.
Pineapple
I think we
does
saw
belong
people
on
start to
pizza
level
with a
up.
little
Like
bit of
Milk Boy started to play
olives.
well in the last series, even
Yeah,
though he
chat,
still lost.
do you guys want me to ban that
I just
person?
think
Yes
he's
or
doing
no?
a little bit more out of
I can do it
window.
if you
I think
guys
in the
want.
past he's had a really good Venom. So we're gonna
That
have
is
to
one
see
of the
him
most
kinda
vile
play
shit
well
I've
around
ever
the
read in my
squad today.
chat.
Well, let's see if Energy Shock can tie up the series and stay alive for playoffs contention, or if Sentinels is going to close this out right here, right
Olives
now,
are delicious,
and therefore
though.
coming second in their group with this
Green
victory.
olives with
It's all
the
coming down to
garlic in the
this
middle.
map
Ooh,
two
black
in our last
olives.
series
Oh,
of
delicious.
the day. Dogman, Ship, take it away.
And here we go. Once again, this is a huge
Move your
matchup in
camera.
terms of making it to the playoffs. Either team that wins this will progress. Sentinels definitely trying to lock
Game's
in
not
here to
started
close
yet.
this out early into NRG. I mean, in terms of the ban phase, but for NRG trying to do this, I think if you remove the
I
cap,
love
you
pineapple,
kind of
by
take
the way,
away a lot
but
of
not
their
on pizza.
dive enabling.
I think
which
I
could
love
hurt their
pineapple
dive
drinks,
composition with
chat.
Rise. So looking
Oh.
forward to seeing what that could look like for them.
Yeah, I'm down for that a little bit too. And if we're gonna play Ronka Raccoon and stuff too, and play around trying to play like counter dive, and they switch to other things, I wouldn't be opposed to going towards a different sort of character. But the Phoenix band's
Also,
coming out
New York pizza
early
over.
for Sentinels again. They don't want to get that character in the
Since
game.
you're talking about pizza, New York
and,
pizza over Chicago pizza
I
any day of the
wonder
week.
if they're really going to change anything, because it's kind of what goes we talked about earlier. It feels like you kind of want to stick to a general game plan on domination and whatever the next map type is, just because there's such a, I think, different play style.
Yeah, for sure. And I like the Phoenix Rocket lock here. Removing Phoenix, locking Rocket for Sentinels is good.
the ban
that's
on
what I was
Captain
talking about. I think
America,
NRG
yep.
needs to get
I
rid
like
of the
that.
cap because that's Crimzo's just mainstay for the dive. It helps Riot a ton. So I think Sentinels now are going to be more forced into that poke stuff.
I like it. Yeah, I mean, it's just a matter of counter dive be very good for NRG's side, right? Because if you're getting them on Phoenix, and even if you're getting a good ban phase, you have to be able to play the meta to a higher level. And even like Rocket, for example, and stuff, there are times when you can be totally fine with the Rocket if you're playing Rocket, Luna and stuff, and you're not being pressured, or if you're being pressured, just getting off the Rocket even might not be a bad call. But the Mantis ban at the very end to prevent any triple Phoenix compositions, to prevent the hard peel, I guess, unless they go Ultron triple still.
Yeah, it's tough. I feel like a struggle here with the ban phase for NRG, right? They got Rocket and they let the Phoenix go all the way this deep, and now that lock early kind of to me seems like not the right play. And having that happen is like, I don't know, man. I just feel like that's an L in the ban phase. I'm curious what your take is, but they do get the Star-Lord for the combination.
Hey, Boba.
The only reason I see where you're okay letting Star-Lord get through is if you don't think the other team has a good Star-Lord player. Like, that's about it. Or don't play around it well. Like, it was kind of like that in the Swamp Gaming series. Like, I think when Amadian isn't in the lineup, who plays the Star-Lord for them? It ended up to be Melophobia, but it was still a close game between them and 100 Thieves. So I think it's hedging your bets on the other team not being able to play Star-Lord, really. That's kind of it to me. I don't know. What do you think on that?
Oh, well, it's that, but I'm more saying the Phoenix, right? Because they let Phoenix through for Sen and they locked Rocket second. You know what I mean? Like, to me, it just seems like miscommunication, especially if you're going to, if you're going to try to hard combine Star-Lord. Well, I guess what you could do is try to burn Phoenix out of the sky with the Star-Lord team, a quote-unquote team up with Rocket, where you're really just going to be ulting together. But yeah, I don't know. It's tricky.
Yeah, I think... I mean, it's just a matter of are you good at the current meta? Because I think that's like the right
I don't really
play,
like flavored
but it's
cheese
a
that
matter
much.
of how good are we at this comp, right? Like it should be better, I think. I don't. The best team comp doesn't always win sometimes, sadly, in this game. I think
true.
it's just a matter of can they deal with Sentinels, because Rise looking good so far. Same thing with Crimzo's dives. He's playing now. the Deadpool Vanguard instead of the Captain America because it was banned in the last map.
I don't think that's a bad idea. We're going to see Window force Portal now. Yeah, switch to Venom and meet them there. Portal will close down. They're all just going to set up together, try to find some value on this dive. Amazing on the DD, though, is going to have eyes through walls. And as you said, Crimzo, Dongman playing some very different heroes right now. Been having Dino through, electing to change it up a little bit. You're saying Dino maybe falling out to the wayside from some of these teams. But not everybody. Stinkers finding Usher off the rip as the first fight win here for the side of NRG early on. There'd be no BRB, it seemed like. I'm assuming it was taken earlier. They broke it.
Yeah, it must have been Rye, I suppose, or it was moved around. Regardless, Oasis getting dove upon by the pocket here. Look at this flame.
This must be hard on like NRG, bro. Being
like
down a map, you gotta win to make it to the playoffs.
For the side
or to tie it at least.
Eventually they have Oasis, but the freeze comes out. Can they get Oasis? Finally, the damage output's there. 2 ticks on the board. Oh,
yeah, but Oasis is right back. They're not dead yet. You know what I mean? As now Madara is able to find Crimzo on the front line. Very much just kind of an all over the place fight. It's a battle. Everybody's fighting all over. Is now trying to patty cake back and forth into Rye Amazing's dive. Oasis trades, finds Madara, takes out Dongman, and then Hoodie onto Rye. This might be their point early on here for the side of NRG.
Yeah,
damn, NRG kind of rolled that.
He goes down. Usher falls slowly afterwards.
Oh,
and
the portal comes out a little late. Oh, that feels bad, man.
For sure, but you know, they inevitably got it done. And I think their comp is good. I like that. At least if Chime continues to play the Star-Lord to a very strong level, just match Rye on the flanks. He doesn't have to worry about the cap anymore because of the ban phase that you mentioned was kind of the play. So I guess you know, you give up some to make sure Crimzo's not playing, you know, his Captain America, I suppose. So we'll see if Sentinels, though, can find some sort of hold here. They have ultimates available. Everybody talks about how Ensong Inferno is way easier to KO in the modern era. But Aztec and Chime also have the combination.
Usher on the height here, setting up, ready for that Ensong Inferno. LeMay has ultimate as well. There's that combo now. Chime going to go in with the... Oh, look at that. With the Sia. Immediately going to find one for the delete. Window Stinkers on 2 and 3. The res comes through, but it won't matter as everyone gets deleted.
Everything's going wrong for Sentinels on this map.
Sia and Galactic Legend.
It's almost like Usher didn't expect that much damage to come through, but there was a lot of ults committed.
And they don't have Portal, remember.
Fast now for Sentinels. They do have Phoenix and Luna combo, but again, it can get deleted in the sky. We'll see how fast it gets shut down.
Here goes Oasis, just starting with the clap. Does have some answers here. A lot of ults available as Oasis now brings out the dance floor. Madara going low, using that rampage to no avail. Hoodie and Stinkers with ults now to try to make something happen, but still the side of Zen not going to overcommit. Crimzo ults up, but gets stunned. Looks like it actually goes through.
Wait, Stinkers is actually popping off this game.
Stinkers takes out Oasis. Oasis comes right back in. Stinkers just all over this backline right now and going to bide some time before the re-engage.
Yeah, I mean, they're actually doing really well in the macro right now.
Hey,
forcing Stinkers off. He can't go for the combos. They come back into it, though. Can Rye find another KO onto the BRB at the very least? He does so it's traded back and forth, but one team has the BRB, I believe. Oh, no.
You see Usher on the height here. The tackle comes through the Dino. Using that jump tech. If you actually use your dash and jump while holding backwards, you can bring them in the sky. A little more space. Usher got to find Stinkers with some disgusting shots. It's the sky now. Going to come down hot. Is it going to find any value? It does not. The whole team's going to reset. As Crimzo, though, able to drop Hoodie. Looks like Sentinels are still holding on for the current moment.
Yeah, they're working themselves into the fight a little bit, too, and you know, the patience sort of paid off for the side of Sen as they kind of have to worry about these flanks, push back into it. Crimzo.
Or Carmel.
On him. We talked about how many good Vanguard Deadpools had played today. And Crimzo etches name into the history books of the best Vanguards in the game. He's playing a lot of this hero. This patch maybe hasn't shown a ton of it, but for Aztec and Chime, they have that combo once more. Can Sentinels disengage? It looks like that's their general game plan. But there's 3 again. NRG committed 3 ults last time this happened.
Ooh, this is a really good ult by Sentinels.
Pays for it. Does get res, though. Stinkers able to find that pick. Window now goes in and takes out Usher. The res on Crimzo may not be enough, as once again, Star-Lord is going to find value, able to get one. Hoodie drops Rye Amazing. Oasis falls in NRG.
There you go. That's
incredibly strong here with 3 minutes and 30.
Oh, and they popped the... Oh, Dongman popped the ult. Didn't even make it.
Dongman might regret that one later. But again, it is 3 ults. It's just you can't really disengage it, especially on a more open point. And NRG, you know, kind of coming through with that collapse. And you know what? You know, Chime's playing a lot better than Star-Lord so far. Everybody's playing well around him. Window now swaps over the group for this 3rd phase. And I kind of liked what he was doing so far on the Venom, but I can understand it for this 3rd phase.
They put Rye Amazing on support again, chat.
Sentinels are going to keep playing the Phoenix sort of composition as he just wants to do massive damage towards Dongman in this front line.
Holy CC there onto Window, who's now switched over to the group. Ironwood goes down to try to bide and cut off the LOS of the front line. Oh, what a pick again. Yusha with some disgusting shots. Stinkers goes down, but is res right back. Dongman falls here. Window able to make that work, walling off backline. But Dongman's back in the fight with the BRB. So many additional lives here and so much value coming from this Rocket Crimzo. Trying to self-sustain for this moment. Using that ban hammer to stall as Ryan Mazing drops Window. Ryan Mazing making a switch now to that triple composition that they do default to sometimes. Haven't seen a ton of success, at least on the main stage, but a team that can run it very well.
Yeah, I liked how Crimzo kind of got saved by the map generation, the map gimmick a little bit with the fog, and able to escape with his life after going hyper-aggressive. Upcoming fight, though. Oasis with the ult again has been able to stall it out. The backline has been playing pretty well, and we'll see, yeah, if that triple comp does well against Stinkers, who now wants to go in with the ult.
Ooh, Oasis and Ryan Mazing just doubled right there. That's very unfortunate. Both of which at the exact same time can't be happening here. Communication issue as the huge ult combination comes through.
Sentinels is falling apart, but somehow
Crimzo and Rai sweep everyone. But again, it's a lot of commitment there. Both strats falling into the trap a little bit. Can't allow that to happen moving forward. With a minute 40 on the clock.
I hope they won that fight though. They double support ulted, but
so it ended up
no support ults for next fight unless Flamme can get his ult.
You talked about it. Aztec and Chime could go off. Can Yusha and Dongman shut it down? Can they bubble and buy enough time to KO the back line and the see you later? And they do have sustain, but it's going to be so hard to sustain through this damage.
There's that combination once more, but Chime going to be right outside of reach of it. Not going to have that damage boost. Unfortunate placement there. Chime is still going to find Yusha through the chaos, but not going to get as much value in a double combo as you might think.
Bro, they're playing ring around the rosy.
That might be just enough of an issue that the double strat ult kind of makes it a moot point there. Crimzo finding Aztec now as Sen are up numbers once again, doing a great job holding here early in point 3.
I mean, that's the tough part is you baited out so many cooldowns. You bait the Rocket and the White Fox to kind of come in 1v1 you over there, but Chime can't capitalize. Window now goes over to the Venom off of the Groot. And let's see if they can actually capitalize off of those combos again, because that movement was so nice.
I was just about to say Crimzo's doing really well, and then he just did that.
Trying to be a thorn in the side of NRG as they want to walk back into this one now.
All right.
But again, you have to kind of focus on Ryan and Flamme, who have been doing a good job living.
Oh, using that Sia to focus front line. That was disgusting. Well done, Flamme, to take out Madara. Stinkers trades that with Oasis. Madara right back in the fight, though. Oasis back in as well. Numbers haven't changed at all, even through the commitment. So maybe wasn't as valuable as you might think. That BRB still on the table. Window on the Venom here. Gonna have to drop back to the team. Everybody gonna reset here. Essentially final fight territory. Portals may be committed, but both sides sixed up right now. It's all about who can get Qs faster. Looks like it'll be NRG.
Now we'll see how much Yusha's pocket comes through and how much damage they have in the upcoming fight. Now Window is forced to use cooldown. Stinkers does find Oasis though early on, and they don't think they have the BRB for.
Yeah, I don't think so. I think it's still on cooldown here. First one goes down as Oasis like
well
he just
done,
called.
Steak.
But he can just do that backline waiting to come here unleash until it's necessary.
You can ban that, by the way.
Crimzo with a great shield there. Provide a little bit more time. Sia goes out. It's broken immediately from Yusha, and that's the answer they were hoping to have as they retake point right now. Walking out
well
right
done, bro. Might as well go eat a fucking
Smash
shoe.
back now by Hoodie. A little bit more delayed. Stinkers and Window with Chime all have ults. NRG now might be able to make this work. They're playing aggro, looking for point 3. Oasis goes down. Right, Mazing and Yusha fall to Window. Stinkers trying to find another backline pick, but Window just cleaning up everybody. And NRG are trying to get this point moving, but a great stall for the moment from Sentinels. Aiming for a final touch. They do have ults.
It was also going to matter. Crimzo has to pop the ultimate before dying, and he falls. That stagger could be it. I mean, overtime ticks down, Shib. And with a few meters to go, can can Sentinels even touch?
No, they can't. They played for it. I think the idea was hoping that Crimzo could stall for just a few more seconds, but just too much damage through it. A really well done job there by NRG. They were down ultimates. They got them first. They played
My ex's
very
parents
patient,
wanted their
virtually
steaks
everything
cooked
from
like
Sentinels and then
hockey
committed.
pucks.
Well-deserved
Well,
point 3.
Excellent
I
job
can understand
out of that
why
squad.
they're
Now
next.
for Sentinels on their
You
attack.
dodged the bullet.
Because this map, I mean, it's looking like a pretty solid one for them. I mean, I loved how Chime played that Star-Lord. I think he, sometimes, you'd want him to commit towards Crimzo or something a little bit harder, but
If
he's
I went
playing
on
for
a
the
date,
team. He's playing heavy
let's
around
just say
everybody else.
my first
and
date with
kinda
Emily,
just doing his
we
job,
sat down
only
and she
having,
ordered a steak.
one KO
Well
there on
done.
himself, and
I would tell her that
that's
I would
what
have
you
to go to
do,
the
just keep
bathroom.
playing together as a unit. As
I'm
a
sorry I'm
cohesive
not going
squad. And for
back. She would have
Sentinels,
paid the bill.
yeah, I don't know about that triple comp at the very end. It didn't feel that good. I mean, you talked about how they played it before, Shib, but yeah, I mean, it's kind of maybe outdated a little bit. At least if you're not playing like full like hard dive, I guess. Which they
Medium
are a little
rare.
bit, but the Star-Lord getting through has been kind of rough for them.
Oh, also Stinkers.
Yeah, I'm with you. I think that
Stinkers is doing really
combination
well.
has just
Chime's
been
doing really
too
well now,
much
too.
to handle. And Stinkers is cleaning up everybody through the chaos with the dive. I think the ban phase was a problem for them. I thought the answer of Phoenix might be fast enough, but, you know, truth be told, it's just too much damage too quickly. You know, unless Phoenix is kind of hiding with ult, Chime and Aztec's combo just you know, it's too dicey to even try to bring the Phoenix through that zone to break the Sia. So we'll see what that looks like now, as they're running a similar comp, a little bit different, but Rymazing not going to be on the Ultron. Oasis and Flamme, they're sticking to that triple backline here. Crimzo going to be on the Angela and Dungman on the Dino. I'm not sure how I feel about this comp off rip, but we'll see what it looks like.
We'll see what pans out for
Crimzo
him.
on the
Trying to play around that
Angela
triple
and
in the Angela is
Rymazing.
definitely
Okay, they're
unique,
running
and
triple support still.
SFG tried to pull something like this out.
I
Didn't
think
avail
we're
last
going to go
time,
to a
but
match 3,
maybe
chat.
their peel will be enough for Window, as they just need to focus on him. But if Window starts to play his life a little bit, is forced back. Basically, two
Yeah,
Angelas
well done.
take him out. BRB's too far, too, I believe.
Yeah, that was well done. That was really well done. They held every cooldown, just forced the escape there. Crimzo trying to find another pick here. Not going to be able to do much into the Dino, so staying far away at all times to not get anti-aired. Oh, chasing the invis. Crimzo still on the mark. I like this visual. Into the backline now, indoors. Crimzo still on the cat for the moment. Still on this chase. Just marking the cat at all times, I think, is the idea. And you know what? I don't hate that play style. I think that's how you kind of have to play Angela in this meta.
The problem is right now is the backline's been free until now. Usher finds, okay, Crimzo actually finds Hoodie on the backline. They go for the aggressive play, but Stinker's straight back from May. That's actually better KO because that means they don't have to BRB on attack.
I see them still holding this point. Stinkers taking out Rymazing out of the sky. Again, I don't think Cat's too bad into triple. Really can provide and just deal a ton of damage. A lot of distraction. Chime just trying to get that out quickly. And a bunch of damage into Dongman's forehead. Out goes the Sia now from NRG. Commitment from Aztec. Usher is going to try to answer it with the Phoenix like we talked about. They won't have the combo with Chime yet, so yeah, going to land close. And that's a good idea so it doesn't get broken. Goodbye to the Sia, but the thing is, it just, kind of took a while there. See on the setup.
Come back and do it again. Flame's been having problems with Stinkers. Stinkers this whole series has been discussed. He goes invisible towards Flame, has to find him, needs some support from everybody else, and does get it, but Stinkers can live most of the time. I mean, yeah, I guess Crimzo's marking it, but not able to get the KO ever.
Yeah, it's
The
just to
Angela
try to
is
shut
just
down some
marking
of
the Black Rat, though. I never thought he would do that.
Chime now, gonna launch with the Galactic Legend. Still
That's smart.
match right back by Oasis and Rymazing, both ulting in that moment. Trying to find some value back, but again, those are at the same time. Maybe they needed it through the chaos. Madara was able to find one. Hoodie and Stinkers once again on the cleanup. And I just feel like that was too much commitment as an answer.
Yeah, I mean, I just kind of hate their comp now, to be honest. Like, we're not in the
Yeah.
Phoenix hard carry meta right now. I mean, at least without the Mantis, at least what we've seen throughout the tournament, and the Angela too. So Rai goes now off of the Ultron back over to the Daredevil. Even though Black Cat is still available, feels more comfortable on that hero. But again, Crimso's not on his coveted Captain America to help support that. So I wonder how much he does on a more extended, faraway map. But I think Chime's done a great job also shutting down Rymazing and Usher on the front line.
Crimzo now setting up with Heaven's Descent. Haven't seen massive success out of that ultimate in quite some time. Stinker's now going to start up with a calling card. Out goes the Sia. Crimzo might just make me eat my words here. We'll see if that cleans up on both strategists in the back line. Usher takes out Hoodie as that brings Madara back into the fight after being picked off early. What a
there you
trade
go.
back and forth there.
Rymazing winning
Like
the
an anime
1v1
fight as Rymazing takes out
Yo,
Stinkers now.
Sailor. Pretty sure that's a 5 months. How you
Trying to
doing?
clean up a few more, but the Sia gets matched back this time from NRG Aztec. It all gets beat down. Rymazing on the chase here, going after Rocket and catching himself in a dicey spot. Is still able to hold on as they do get point one.
God, that Rocket character is so annoying. Aztec falls off the map, though. They give it up. We go to second phase, and that was crazy. I mean, first of all, I thought Stinkers grabbed the health pack because of Rai getting the overhealth, but it was Rai that grabbed it, body blocked him there. That was a nice little 1v1, and then followed up through. So the switch over to Daredevil off of the Ultron appears to be the play so far. Obviously, you don't have as hard of a pocket for Usher. So this backline may be more liable to KO, as well as I like how NRG's backline's been playing. 2 minutes and 30 seconds left to go. Window has the ultimate ready to go.
Why doesn't Crimzo go
Crimzo
Emma?
back on the Vanpool. I actually didn't
Crimzo
really
play
hate the
Emma?
Angela play there. It's been a while since we've seen a ton of value, but I think the marking wasn't bad. A good ultimate there to help
Also,
get rid of that strat line.
Deadpool's not that bad
into
into
changing up here to Vanpool, like the smarter
Double
decision in
Dinosaur
terms of just the meta. But we see Domin just guarding this cart, ready to peel if they do move forward, has the Rampage available. Crimzo as well. Domin finds one on the Stinkers. I didn't even see that. Good reaction time there as Crimzo keeps the pressure. Good shots here. Oh, and instead is going to be in a dicey spot and pays for it.
Yeah, unfortunately, compared to Cap, I mean, the Deadpool getting stuck back there. So Crimzo trying to pressure out this strategist line, but they've been peeled for too well. Invisible is now Stinkers over the high ground. We do commit the bottom.
I do
ultimate,
think
but
banning
Hoodie
that
trades
Captain
back
America
right
was a
amazing.
huge pick.
Yeah, you can see here, NRG.
Crimzo is doing
evened
really
out
well in
terms of
defense, but he
numbers
seems
against
very
Sentinels.
lost
Ult
right now.
advantage Going to be very much in NRG's favor over these next couple fights. 1:40 on the clock here. And Sen needs to push this the whole way. This is definitely the fight we thought we'd see here in our final matchup of the day. Hoodie with ultimate available, ready to come home unleash.
I
Flamay
think
bring out the
Dongman is
see
the
now.
Venom player.
Match right back by Aztec, but this time with Chime, the combination can be a threat. It does land though. It gets rid of the Sia. Madara able to come back prior to that landing is perfect timing for the side of NRG. Chime now going to be able to take out Ryan Mazing. Everybody pressing Q, but Sentinels might be too little too late. As now Madara goes in with a rampage. Hoodie still has the coming home unleash. No answers yet. Ryan Mazing does have to let the devil out. Usher shots are landing though. Is that going to be enough to get a pick? Ryan Mazing's going to come all the way back to use that ult.
Nice
Stinkers on the
POV
back
on
line
Ryan
with a
Mazing running back from
calling
spawn.
card. Could be getting a few though, but no, goes down. Hoodie finds Crimzo through the chaos window. Now takes out Usher, and this will be. Oh, Ryan Mazing does commit ultimate now. Not sure if that
Why
is.
did he pop that
communication
ult?
might have been just a little bit out of touch there, driving them backwards for a final fight situation for Sentinels.
I guess Chime is super far forward, but is able to get back with the team up with Rocky Raccoon. Not a bad fight,
Bro,
though,
what
for
is Sentinels
NRG, like you said,
doing?
because of the fact that they do get Rise ult out. Nothing really up either, and this has been a really good map for the side of NRG so far. With 30 seconds left to go, Window has an ult. They can close it out too if they get Flamay, as Oasis forced to use those shields early and his shift. So we'll see in the upcoming fight if they can deal with Window in this ult.
Oh, it gets canceled. It gets canceled. Still has E available. Window not able to go in with the feast. Incredible work there, likely by Oasis on the mini stun to stop that, or Ryan Mazing on the grab. Crimson trying to get on that back line. Immediately going to launch out with the ban hammer. Commitment comes through. Chime now has ultimate again. Usher trying to get there with ult. Dongmin, Flamay, all have ult, but will they be able to answer? Chime in the sky with a combo. Chime finds Usher. Stinkers
I think
now
this might
takes
be
out
a
Flamay.
round
Goodbye
3,
to
bro. This
Dongmin.
might be a
And
round
that is
3,
it,
chat.
I believe OT should tick down. Sen's trying to hold, but I do go for the game 3. We'll see if the portal can get here in time.
It's gonna be a
We
game
need
3.
Huge clutch, and I don't think they can. Wow.
right.
We are going to game 3 for 3 consecutive
I mean, this is basically what you want, chat. NA has been so fun. NA has been game 3 after game 3 after game 3. But I think the most important thing is this is what you want to see. Whoever loses this, remember, whoever loses this gets their playoff their playoffs ruined for them. They don't make it to the playoffs. Whoever wins makes it through. So, dude, this is what you want to see from a game, man.
Shut down to get the Star Lord play throughout that we talked
Also,
about before.
this is what you're gonna have to do. This is what you're gonna have to do. If you are NRG, you have to ban Captain America. You have to take Crimzo's Captain America out of his hands, because if you I don't want to be mean to Crimzo. He's a great tank player, chat, but he's looking a little lost without that Captain America, bro. Looking a little lost without that freedom. But Sentinels need to put Ryan Mazing on DPS. I'm sorry, putting Ryan Mazing on a support, that is not the play, man. That is not the play. If they start Ryan Mazing on DPS and keep him DPS throughout the whole game, offense, defense, they would be doing so much better. They would be doing so much better, man. Playoffs! We're talking about playoffs! I think what Crimzo needs to do, I don't know his full hero pool, but I definitely do. If he had other tanks as good as his Captain America, he would be such a great tank, overall such a great tank player. But he without Cap, chat, it's looking pretty bad, bro. Guru, congratulations in making it to the playoffs, man. Dude, everything happened how it was supposed to be. Also, I don't know how you guys managed to almost lose to a team who was 0-4. You guys, I had you guys steamrolling that team, man. I had you guys... Wait, Jay acting fake as hell? What do you mean fake as hell? Also, I am very disappointed that I didn't see a 45-second portal. I am very disappointed. How are you guys calling me fake? What the hell am I fake about? My team told me not to. Oh, GG's. How am I cope 3 now? How am I coping? How? Yeah, bro, my chat, I don't know what you guys are doing, bro, but you guys are definitely weird. Hold up, chat. I gotta go to the bathroom for our last game. It's 4-minute break. Give me 2 seconds.
Bold and dangerous!
See the dawn, the flames burning brightly, shining on those memories, and yes, across all time I see you turning the tides. And do you see now our time, our turn, we can still fight like the wind and fire, and wonder no more that now is the only time your heart is mine. Light has fallen, darkness grows, and yes, we fight for our destiny and fate. New days smiling for the past and future. Break those chains, lead the way, fight with me. And when you wake up, open your eyes, raising up your fists and smashing through time walls. Before the rift splinters again, we are rebels till the end. Rise up, open your mind, hold on to your powers, no one can stop us. We are rivals again until the end of time. Show me that you are still the only one that matters for me. I'll be waiting for you. Wait up, open your hands, holding on to your heart. Look inside you. Can you feel it? The sparks in you. And it up, unleash it. Wake up, open your eyes, raising up your fists and smashing through time walls. Before the rift splinters yet again, we are rivals till the end. And rise up, open your mind, hold on to your powers, no one can stop us. We are rivals till the end of time. 한껏 높이 날아올라 내 누워진 밤하늘을 가로질러 Oh yeah, oh yeah.
Cause we are the champ.
간절히 바라면 이루어지는 마법인 거야. 운명의 소리 들려 여기서 저기서 날 찾으면 달빛이 날 비춰와. 시작해야 let's go. 아급도 흘러는 우주 따뜻한 눈으로 감싸나. 순간 신비롭게 녹아내릴 거야. 좀 더 기다려. I'll be there. 쓰러지지 마 끝까지 일어나야 해. 어딜 가든지 극복해. 힘은 너에게 있는 걸. 소리 높여 노래를 불러. 작은 걱정 따윈 던지고 최선을 다해 작정을 쳐봐. 나도 믿어.
I Yo, what's good, friends? NRG Shock are tying up the series.
Okay,
this is
sorry.
not the first, not the second, but the third time.
Emily
I've
told me
yet
to go
say
do
that
something.
Today, insert different teams, of course. But that marks every single match going the distance, and I wouldn't have it any other way because there was so much on the line
sorry.
for these two teams, right? Like NRG really staying to
Wait, what
even-
the- what?
They're fighting to win this and get into the playoffs. Sentinels could, with a win, actually claim the second seed in their group. So yeah, that's a lot of good incentives for both of these teams to perform today. Let's talk about how Energy Shock got it done, because as we were looking at the ban and lock phase there, Shib, you were worried initially, right? Because the Phoenix got through and you were like, "Ooh, I don't know." And then obviously like the ban on Crimso's cap was good, but it turned out that the Starlord and Rocket
One of the
were
playoffs,
just-
July
that was the
2nd,
problem.
3rd,
The
4th,
Phoenix was
and
not a
5th.
problem.
It's that whole week.
Yeah, it was more so I was just curious on the response time of Phoenix into the Star-Lord rocket. I got my answer though. Star-Lord rocket, OP. I'll tell you that much. So yeah, the Phoenix, not always an answer. I thought it could come down and get the C in time. It happened once or twice. And outside of that, it was too much to handle. And I do think the ban out of cap, like I was saying initially, is a problem for Sen and their full commitment to dive. I don't think they're as
man.
comfortable on the
Cat's
Venom
teeth
stuff
are
that a
so
lot of these
strong.
teams are, and it kind of dismantles the duo
He told
dive
you
that
to
you need
hide
to find a lot of
because we're
success
talking
in
shit
these
on
back
TSM?
lines.
Dogman,
I don't
what
even
stood
know
out
what I
to
said
you?
about TSM. I completely
Oh,
forgot,
yeah, I
bro.
think,
Oh my
to
god,
me,
look at
it
these
was Chime
stats.
playing well on the Star-Lord compared
went
to the previous
36
map.
and
I think,
2.
there was some
Ow, man.
potential slow learning curves, I guess, for the fact that they had to play this, and they figured it out, right? So upcoming map, I kind of agree with Shiv that the ban phase still went NRG's way. They just had to kind of play better. And they did, right? They did. That Chime played well. I think Stinkers was kind of free. Maybe we change up the ban phase a little bit for Sentinel's side. The cap stuff's going to be kind of hard to deal with. I mean, maybe we even go for the Protect early against it, but then you're going to lose the Rocket. However, I don't know. Maybe I'm crazy, but the Rocket stuff is good. Don't get me wrong, but with the Star-Lord
36 and 2 by
we
Chime.
probably want to ban
Wow.
the Star-Lord moving forward at the very
turned
least,
that-
or
he turned that
or the
around.
Black Cat.
Stinkers
That's
as
probably
well,
gonna be at least
19
what Sentinels
finals.
are going to do. But regardless, they have to play that Deadpool stuff a little bit better.
Yeah, that was a
Crimson
huge
maybe has to
turnaround
live
from
a
the
little
first
bit longer
game,
with his
man.
off angles, and then less priority towards the Phoenix, because I would have been down even if Yusha went off to the Elsa or something. Because Phoenix is good, don't get me wrong, but
That's-
still,
okay, I
look how much
remember what
damage
I
he
said.
did, but didn't even get like KOs. He only had 10 final hits and 18 damage, 10 deaths. Like, you don't get me wrong, those stats are crazy. But in 66% accuracy is actually insane. What the hell on
don't
Phoenix?
be-
What
Appreciate
the
that,
hell is that
Phoenix.
number?
How you doing, my
But
friend?
anyway, like still, like for as much as he did on the Phoenix, maybe the Elsa could have been better because they could have shut down Window a little bit more, and I think Window played a lot better too. So that was excellent work out of the dive core from NRG.
Yeah, I mean, Window also just like was so disruptive, right? Alongside with Stinkers on that Black Cat, and then Chime just free farming, getting those KOs. It was kind of phenomenal on their side. Meanwhile, Sentinel's backline had the most woeful time in
Yo,
history.
it's
of
almost
times.
11
Oasis
o'clock. Can
just
we get
kinda
to the
just
next
playing,
game?
Like, respawn,
Can we get to the next
like,
game, please?
I don't know. That was a rough one for them.
Yeah, it's tough. I mean, it's tough when Stinkers is very aggressive there on Black Cat. Black Cat is incredibly strong right now. And then, yet at one point you had Angela chasing the cat around. So not only are your strategists constantly in fear,
God
looking
damn,
at
this
each other
cat's
and just trying to
claws
stay
are
healthy,
too
then you
sharp.
also got Angela now chasing. So half the team is held up on one hero, and that cannot happen. So you got to either remove it or find a different solution.
Yeah, it's just too many resources allocated to those threats, and yeah, if there's more than one threat, then there's just too many openings. So that is unfortunate. I'm very interested to see where Sentinels is going to take us for this last map. I mean, it can't be Museum of Contemplation, so there's
Stop
that.
saying. Okay, you're right. You're right. True. Wait, hold on. Can't.
True.
Yeah, you're right.
Hold. Let's cook.
Hold. Wait, no, it could. I think it actually could
Could
be,
it
couldn't
be?
it? It could be.
Can they
You
go-
did, so
Yeah,
you
yeah,
actually
yeah,
just
yeah.
Did I
Yeah,
just
it could
curse
be.
us?
that you cursed
Oh,
Convoy.
I
can't believe it.
am a liar. They went to Convergence, so Convoy is
Oh
open.
my.
But they're taking us to
Say
Araco,
now.
I'm sure. I'm sure of it. I'm feeling it in,
You're
in
really
my body.
Yeah, the
This
playoffs are in
flag right now.
July.
I'm
I mean,
manifesting right now. Please don't disrupt.
I'm pretty
the
sure. I don't know why they
manifestation
made it
of
on the
Museum of
July 4th
Contemplation.
weekend,
Which,
but
to be fair though, most teams
I'm
didn't
pretty
take
sure
us to today. So,
it's
you know, something's in the water.
in
I do
Marvel
feel like
Rivals,
the element of
NetEase,
surprise has
it's
definitely
what,
been taken into account for a lot of
they're-
these teams to just
they don't have
kind
4th
of
of July,
throw
I'm guessing,
another
so.
thing in the mix to throw
Know
their
what I'm saying?
opponents off guard. Chip.
Now I miss Museum. So bring me Museum. It's been...
She went right to you because
Why
she
do
knew
they
I would
always talk so much
crap.
between
So
games?
that,
Bro,
you messed that up.
I
buddy.
because they're
I
paid
can
to do
send
that,
comments,
and
so I have
also
your
maybe
back. I
that
was like, no,
means
we
the
have to
teams
mention
aren't
this.
ready.
Dude, I mean, guys, there's so much we could talk about with these teams. I think we talk about the ban faces need to change, but I think it's worth reiterating again. Can you believe today? I mean, we have gone the distance virtually the entire possible way on every single matchup. These teams are giving it their all. And I'm stoked about it. I think, again, this goes from, we talked about this a little bit. Zoe, you talked about this in the beginning. Sen wins this. They're in second
Chat,
seed.
you
but if they
guys
lose
don't
this,
know
they're
what's
out.
going
That just
on
goes
the
to show
back
you how
end.
tight
The teams
all
could
of
be
these teams have been in
probably
this bracket.
deciding the
Everybody's showing
map.
up right now,
The
but
teams
I'm
could be
just happy with
deciding
today,
which
for sure.
side they want, offense or
the
defense.
duality. I would
The
absolutely
teams
hate
could
to
probably be
join a
deciding
match
if they want
where
North
those are my
Virginia or
stakes
Dallas,
personally,
which
because
will
for
take
NRG,
45
like,
minutes.
they're not
You
playing
just
for,
don't
like,
know
that
what's going on.
high
Maybe one of the
seeds,
teams,
so, like, the
maybe
payoff
one
is
of the
not as
players
big as for a Sentinel,
was
but,
like,
I mean, I guess
hey,
the payoff
mom,
of
I can't come to
playing the
dinner
playoffs
tonight.
is
I got a
pretty big too,
tournament.
so never
Okay,
mind
we're
what
going
I
to get
should say.
something for
Either
you.
way,
They come back with Taco Bell.
I
The
fear-
kids
I
eating
fear
Taco
we're
Bell
going
while in the
to
middle of the
lose,
match,
probably not.
getting grease all over their keyboard and
I
monitor,
feel
and then
like,
suddenly,
I feel
Taco
like
Bell
I
hits
kinda-
them, and
I feel
they
like
have
you
diarrhea.
cursed
They
it,
can't just
yeah,
go,
but,
Mom, bathroom, and just do that. Maybe they actually have to go to the bathroom. You know what I'm saying?
You don't want it, and you just kept manifesting it.
I
Yeah, but
want
now
it.
I feel like we counter manifested it. Is that how it goes?
No,
Not sure.
I
I
don't
mean,
think so.
either way, it's
Maybe.
gonna be a close match. I don't care about the map. You know what? I'm switching gears. I don't care about the
True.
map as long as they're playing it close, because all those 3-map series didn't really had like a blowout map, right? Like it was just close until the very end, like all the way into the last fight where it could have gone.
I'm actually
either
really
way, and
surprised they
I
haven't
expect
picked a
to see
map yet.
nothing
Usually they
less
tell us
from
right
NRG
away.
Shock and Sentinels.
I mean, these teams, at least the Sentinels so far throughout the year, have always had a fun, like, sort of matchup versus everybody. But yeah, and like NRG and specifically is going to be, a team that's on the come up. I think Shit mentioned the strat line being very good. But obviously, we'll see what the map is in a moment. I think they're still deciding. The players, maybe we're going back to the old days, right? We're actually going back to when
the
we had
players
arguments
beat
over
the
server,
players. It's not the
That
caster's
actually
fault
might
that
be
you guys
what's
are mad
happening
about.
because of the
The
backline of
players
NRG
haven't
being
decided
Korean,
a map
right? So
yet.
that could be a real possibility.
Oh,
Could be
no.
on the table.
Going back to
Could
the
be.
rock paper scissors server location. I think we
should have a
covered
cat
a good
decide the
hour
server.
on that one. That was honestly, cats should be in charge of so many things. I do agree with that. No, are you a dog
Dogs.
person by any chance?
I don't know, am I? Maybe.
I don't know what gave it away. Yeah, Ship and I actually found out, chat, that we have literally the same cat.
We do.
With,
Oh my God.
They're carbon copies from one another. So
And
that's
we're
pretty
going
cool.
to
You know what else is cool? Museum
museum.
of Contemplation, my favorite map.
It took
of all
them that
time.
long to think of museum?
The full change around here. I mean, this map enables things like you could see Crimso's Groot now come into play. I think this is one of those maps that Groot looks good on. I mean, you know what's funny is Emma was really
Bro,
in Tough Talk.
This is the
in
only
meta,
time
and,
out of
I
the
love
whole
playing
day
Emma.
that
I
there was
just
a
haven't
long
really
time
felt
between
the success
maps.
on her,
Really,
and that's kind of been the
calm
case throughout
down.
Ignite too. Emma's just really
I
not
like this all the time.
like
Breathe
shining
in,
as
breathe
much as I
out.
would have thought. And even on a map like this, where this is where
Get
you
a
saw her in the
drink.
past, even when she wasn't meta, we're like seeing no Emma at all. So Dino,
Everything's okay.
Groot
Go
have
get a
taken the
snack.
front
Go to the
page
bathroom.
outside of the dive stuff like Venom and Cap, but I am curious to see.
Go find
if
a
we're gonna
cat,
see
go
the Groot
find a
coming in,
dog,
who I
pet your
think is-
dog, pet
if you're
your
going to talk
cat,
about
tell
another
them that you
Vanguard,
love
it'd be
them.
Groot in that conversation. Because now it kind of gives the band
If you have a
leeway
partner,
and,
go
more
find them,
flexibility for
smack their
Sentinels, where if
ass.
that cap does get removed,
Give them
they
a
have some
little
other
wink
answers.
and say you'll see them later
Definitely some
tonight.
high impact group play, even just
If you don't have a
today,
partner,
so
find your sister,
I am
find your
very
brother.
excited to see what Energy Shock and Sentinels got in store for us here on our last
Do the same
map
thing.
of the day. Emma Frost, though, as you just said, like we've seen her here and there, but only just glimpses of it, and it always just felt like a panic swap if all else fails kind of thing, like throw the kitchen sink at the wall, dog man.
Yeah, it really is. It's like if you don't have any other ideas, I would like you to maybe figure something else out, change it up, and you guys talk about it. I think Crimso going to be in that hot seat right now to figure out what to play on this next map. On the museum.
What were you
of
doing before you met
Contemplation, because
Emily?
it's going to really matter
Ooh.
for this team at the moment. I think the last map didn't really
I
go the way.
streamed
They
a
gotta
lot
figure
more.
out the ban phase, at least get rid of.
I think
Soul or
before I met
something,
Emily, I streamed
because
like
that was pretty dominant in the
3,500
last
hours
map.
in a
And that kind
year.
of goes to show as well. Cal in the interview earlier talked about how he was picking on the Daredevil, throwing rank games, trying to learn the hero. That goes to show like passion and grind does pay off, especially in hero shooters, especially in this game.
Yeah. Now I go outside
talent can only
a little
carry you
bit.
so far. So the flexibility that a lot of these guys have is impressive. And it will continue to be impressive as they, continue to pick the map. But what's not impressive is these teams not agreeing on what server to freaking play on. Okay, listen, I know there's Koreans in the damn game. Okay, but 100 Thieves had this problem last season against FlyQuest. I swear to God, we're dealing with it again. I can't believe it. Oh, we figured it out.
Yeah. But why not?
How many hours you stream
the
now?
day is
Oh, I
already
have no
going the
idea.
distance. We might as well just like
I
throw
take
one
more
of
days
those
off
in.
here and there.
We haven't had like any tech issues or anything, so you gotta throw something in the mix to keep everyone on their toes, I dare say. And that also means that we get to see more beautiful aerial shots of Museum of Contemplation, which is such a magical place. You know, like it's a collector's museum, like a trophy room for a disrupted timeline. It's good times. We get to see more of it nitty gritty once the teams are loaded in, which should be right now. So we're done yapping and we get to enjoy the action on this final map of the day between Energy Shock and Sentinels. Friends, take it away.
Oh, the chat loves it when we stall. I'm sure of it. I'm sure there's no complaining in the slightest, but the
Not
server
true.
is picked. Teams
True.
are ready down to
True.
the final match here. Max 9 full matches today, man. As we see Gambit removed from both sides, it's about as
Okay,
sure
let's
as I
see
would
this.
be that these teams would go the distance every time.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, both teams are kind of on the same trajectory where they're improving, or at least we thought NRG was. And they did well on that last map. I think Windows looking a lot better on that Venom and stuff. And, you know, I wonder what Sentinels do against the early cap ban after the Rocket Raccoon Protect comes through. And for Energy Shock, they want to also keep the Rocket. For Sentinels, what do you think, Shib, Star-Lord?
Yeah, I think you probably remove the Star-Lord right now. If I were them, you have... See, I just don't know. I just think it's very
The
strong.
Phoenix
But
again, what?
yeah, and I think they get the lock here too, so I'd have to double check on that. But either way, oh, they do get the ban and they
Okay.
double ban at the same time. Okay, if they knew that was coming, that makes sense. Now that is huge for Sentinels. I think that was a massive win condition for Shock.
And it kind of comes down to how do we feel about, you know, Black Cat.
Ooh, they banned the Captain America, so I really want to know what he's going to be playing.
For
Yo,
Chime.
Coach Straps for 6
that
months. How
might
you
be
doing, my
like,
friend?
You know, how does NRG adapt to that? I like at least throwing that in there. But the Devil Dino Protect comes through for NRG Shock this time around. Wanted to keep that hero in the pool, which makes sense. I think Sentinels aren't countering it. I mean, they're not going for the triple comp with the Deadpool like we saw other teams. I think that's been good. Sentinels not really doing a lot to counter Devil Dino. So, I mean, it's done well against Sentinels so far.
Yeah, removing the Mantis too is a mainstay. Just get rid of some of that damage reduced composition that we've seen. It seems to be, you know, I mean, every team has it in their bag because it's such a strong pick in this meta. The final lock is going to be Starlet as well for Sentinels, and that's going to be on Usher. So this is going to be a battle. They now have the combination mismatch, which is, I think, a win in the ban phase for them.
Yeah, you can kind of toss it up in there with both Phoenixes being banned. You know, kind of can see it where both are fine without it. But you know, I want to see if this actually makes NRG's comp better, right? Because at least to get rid of the cap and the Deadpool and the Penny Parker bans.
The Penny Parker ban, chat.
Makes
The
sense.
Penny Parker
Yeah, it's big
ban.
brain. It's great in Dino.
Is Cyclops
it's great in
enabled for
full
the
dive,
playoffs?
So
Yes.
why not get rid of it?
Season
That's gonna hurt Zen. I think they might have
8.5
thought
is
they
going to
could squeak through
be
with that, but the team's on
played
their homework.
for
Shout out
the
NRG Shock figuring
finals,
that
chat.
out,
So it's going to
because
be on the
I do
new
think that was
patch.
likely what they were going to
Yes.
do on defense.
That is kind of crazy. I didn't even try to play it last map. I guess it is a bit more open. And then
it's
also
too big.
Star-Lord. Yeah. All right. Well, you know, I think that's a decent mix up for Sentinels regardless. We'll see if they can play that Star-Lord to a very high level. I mean, truly they can, right? But how does NRG adapt, right? I think at the ban phase,
Cyclops
it
is
could
getting shown.
Probably
Probably on Wednesday. Wednesday's the chat. It's the same thing all the time. I think it's Wednesday the preview season and Friday's the new season.
And
then like
we've seen this in the past.
Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, they might be announcing
it feels like in
stuff.
the history of Marvel Rivals is
I think.
can we
I
ban
don't
on
know.
Crimso's hero pool?
Or maybe Tuesday,
Does it
Wednesday.
pan
I don't know
out
how they
today
did it
for
last time.
Sentinel's side and for NRG. You know, can they finally win and secure their spot in the playoffs after a rough couple?
What is the
of
column
weeks?
with the white thing
Sentinels
mean?
kind of the same
This?
thing. They need to get this final stamp to secure themselves.
This
in the
is
playoffs.
are you talking about this?
Everything's
This
on
is
the line here. I'm just
it's
excited
a
to
best of
watch
3
it now.
series.
This is
So whoever
literally
gets
do or
2
die
wins
for
wins.
both teams.
That's just
You see the
letting you know
setup
that
here
they
for
have a
NRG
win.
on defense. Sentinels map choice electing to attack first. You can see the comp they're trying to run, and you know what? I talked about
Okay,
how
let's
Emma
get it,
really
chat. Let's
hasn't
get
been
it.
out in the playing field that much.
Last match
We are
of
gonna
the
see some Emma
day.
play with Dinos,
Last
and the
match
double
of the
tackle
group
likely on
stages.
Amater on the front line.
Yeah, double tackle on the front line for sure. Going to be interesting to see if also Usher on the Punisher can pan out too. I mean, that's going to be a bit of a difference maker. They sleep the Venom. And
Wow.
again, it's going to be hard commitment towards that backline of Window. He doesn't go down.
And
It's Oasis
Sentinels
that's all.
is on triple
Yeah,
support,
they're going to try
chat.
to damage reduce
W.
composition this thing from the side
I
of
think
Sentinels,
NRG might
just
win
burn
this.
through front to back style. This is bringing us way back, and that's the goal here. The space has been created, at least so far, even down in number. Looking towards the Dino, who goes in for the early bite, protecting backline Usher with that shotty. You know, the cat is dancing. Stinker's 1 HP. Wow, what an escape. I don't
Black
know
Cat's
how
not
Stinker's got
banned
out of that,
and
but
Daredevil's
way
not
to-
banned,
way
but
to
they
find
still
your way
put Ryan
through the
Mazing on
chaos as
support.
they
That's
keep this thing
crazy,
moving.
bro.
Yeah, that was kind of interesting.
That
I was
is
surprised
crazy.
That, you know, they even want to play this comp with the Loki and stuff, but you need to get those KOs. Dives come through to the back line. Madara towards the front. Meanwhile, trying to section off the healing is Chime now on the Elsa. Has to kind of pop off of the Glartrox, but no, it's Oasis opposite side of the map with that Mantis. Gets the KO, and Hoodie's res brings back Madara at the very least. So Sentinels pushing up with that triple comp they'd love to play. That got through this time around as Stinkers dives heavily onto that Mantis. Crimzo trades back Madara. So they're marching forward right now on this side onto NRG.
Yeah, there'll be no BRB either, right? So now the side of Sentinels has ult advantage. This could be a big final judgment here from Yusher, electing to use it. So it looks like in just a moment, the commitment comes out with the Sia. They're going to just kite this. This is a good decision. That Sia was in a weird angle off to the left side. He couldn't have vision on it. So what do you do?
Really great comms, really great play by Sentinels, actually. You don't have to run in there mindlessly and dive to the amplifier chat to the 40% damage. You can back up, wait for it to be done, and then go back in.
Stinkers on this dive. Chime gets poked down low. Yusher does get the damage boost, flies into the back line with the ult. Stinkers comes back through. Here comes that. See you later, and see you later, Yusher. You can't even take it down. You go back to spawn, and the defense is happening at the current
chat,
moment.
there is a button on your keyboard called S
like
or on your joystick. It's not holding it forward,
down,
it's
so
going
Yusher
backward.
fell, but it might have been for the greater good because Crimzo finds Madara. Stinkers has to keep going off, getting reset. Oasis misses the sleep, and he goes down to Yusher's, who came back for his revenge towards that cart. Window falls too. The tracking has been there for Yusher, and with that White Fox ultimate, it closes it out.
What, 4 minutes?
We move to second
They got
phase.
4 minutes, chat?
Yeah, very
4
clean
minutes.
attack. And this comp is so OG that I love it. You know what I mean? This is the kind of stuff I want to see in ranked play in my current ranked. You know, at this level of play, it kind of enables some different stuff. And now the comp's going to completely switch for Sen after point 1. They're going to put Yusher on that Star-Lord. Rai's going to run the triple stuff as Crimzo on the Dino. They're just going to play frontline nonstop. Crimzo and Dongmin. It's been working out for them. And then I don't know necessarily what the peel duty is going to be. I guess it's going to be on Rai Mazing now on the Fox into that dive from the Venom on window.
You know, see if NRG can kind of set this up again on Oasis, who, you know, we know
we'll have
Oasis is one of the
early
best
access on
mantises in the
Wednesday,
game,
chat.
and Heretics now coming over to Sentinels, kind of the same thing.
I have
This time,
my
Casper
Cyclops
comes out,
cosplay.
goes down to Oasis, or to Window, so nice job to follow through. The green's not there from Flamay. Window also getting peeled for the back line, though. At the very least, Dongmin trades him. So we lose Oasis again, you lose one. But they do bring him back with the BRB. Also can't make it to the health pack. Dongmin desperate for those greens on that main side, which Flamay was never there really with. And you also commit that Bane hammer towards Yusher, so they have to keep falling back as Yusher also going to require all of those heals due to the fact that those extra damage shots are onto him, but it's slowly pushed back again for Sentinels, who you talked about earlier, Shib, are playing patiently.
Yeah, the question now for Sentinels is talking about patience. Is Yusher going to hold off here until Flamay gets there for the copy up or Oasis? And looks like they are just going to do that. So let that be played. The Sia is out from Aztec. Stinkers goes off the back of it and finds Crimzo up in numbers once more as NRG. They're not going to commit much more, I don't think, anything else unless they make mistakes.
You guys got to be following my Twitter, man. Follow the socials. Follow the Instagram.
But yeah, right now, I think we are going to see that combo come out from Oasis and Yusher. Will it be enough to walk them through? The entirety of NRG has so much movement and escape. It's going to be tough to find value.
Yeah, they've slowed it down to too much maybe, but Yusher in the sky pops the ultimate. Window finds Rai early again. I mean, nobody's lit. We're playing triple comp and somebody's getting KO like that, then surely we switch, right? Yusher does find Hoodie, so that removes the BRB potential. Greens also does keep them healthy. Regardless, you at least get that out. Black Cat flies right past his face, it looks like, into the shadows, and then goes down. Getting mugged from the shadows, the Stinkers. As he flanks around to the backside, does get the damage boost, and
where's the White Fox
slow, but Dara finds Oasis, so they found him, and slowly but surely Sentinels are getting picked apart.
Everything is on Twitter. It's on Twitter, chat.
On the flank, is that
if you guys ask me where another cosplay is, it's probably going to be on Twitter.
Still here on the backside, actually just rams him like a car crash, but he's the one that gets taken out.
Oh, there you go. Crimzo's doing something this game.
It's too much in the corner, sending the Venom, but we might have enough healing here from the main side of NRG. Aztec falls, Hoodie does too, so never mind. Traded though at the very least. Sentinels is losing a few, but they get brought back by BRB.
Yeah, Crimzo with some good value there on the Rampage, finding 3 off the back of some team assist. Been really good on the Dino at this moment. Dongmin trying to take this off angle and get some levels going for the Van Pool,
I'm sorry.
which hasn't really had a ton of early on, I mean literal experience out of the hero. As the switch just comes in a little bit after the fact, it's going to be tough to try to match into an earlier switch of Madara. Crimzo dropping backwards. Out goes the Soul Resurgence now. Team stays healthy. You're going to play
no one
aggro, trying to
used
force him
Twitter,
back
bro.
into that portal. Look at
I'm
Oasis'
sorry, but I'm
position.
calling it Twitter.
Classic
I'm never
rocket
gonna call it
stuff on
X.
height.
X is
Yusher
just such
finds
a
one right
weird name,
amazing.
man.
On to Aztec. Yusher again on the window.
Hey,
And
guys, have
Sentinels
you
are
checked out-
walking here.
have you checked
Potential
out all my
point two
X?
with
What?
40 seconds on. Can they stop it? It looks
know
like
who
they
your X
will
is,
be able to
bro.
get these picks. And they are going to get point two here. Sentinels are figuring things out. And this band phase is working out for them.
Yep, the one-sided Star that we talked
Amazing
about
is
is just
on
sort of
the
geeking out
Mantis
in the
now, the
full
triple
in
support
the full,
Mantis.
scheme of things. Also, the fact they got Mantis in hindsight definitely is kind of mattering, just because of the fact that, yeah, this team loves to play triple with Amazing on the Mantis. At least that's one of the strongest triple comps to play. And then, you know, couldn't get resets because, like you said, with Oasis's positioning.
And that's the advantage of having a good Penny player, right? We talked about how Penny kind of does some weird stuff in the meta, but now they had to force ban Penny, and that stops things like this Mantis ban at the end, and that is just, it's valuable to have that on your team. So shout out to being able to play Penny and forcing a ban out for one of the first times we've seen in Ignite. Yusher gonna drop Aztec early on and keep them moving forward as Crimzo takes out Chime. Aztec comes back from the res. It doesn't matter, they're still down a number currently. Will they commit ults to hold this? Those teams like to typically try to hold up your kite at
Sentinels
first
looks
and get them
like they're
back into
doing
the
really
spawn.
well, man. The triple support,
Yeah, I mean,
though.
this character is just kind of crazy at the current moment. I mean, Yusher gets the damage, takes
triple
down Stinkers on the
support
flank
slot,
angle.
chat.
And now that now that shoes on the foot, he's able to play that Star-Lord and get another one with onto window. So this is just full map control, full dominance by Sentinels, and goes back to what you said with that ban phase. They have to run all the way back towards spawn. NRG finally has some ultimates at least here to go, but again, you said Crimson with the Rampage was big. Let's see if it can be this fight as well.
Yeah, and there it is. As you're saying, out goes really the Van Hammer right into the Rampage. Oasis gonna launch right now with the Sia. Window tries to find one for man. Dominant now
that looks
answer
like my
right back.
Bucky ult.
Mason comes back with the BRB number still in their favor. Sentinels trying to keep this momentum as Yusher and Flamey are going to be on target for a combination in just a moment. Flamey on the Lady Pool there, or excuse me, Lady Loki there. I'd love to see that. Just get a little more height on it now. Window keeps the pressure on, just trying to stall this point.
Yep, stalling it out as long as he possibly can, but is it going to be enough? Madara does find Dogman at the very least, and goes into the Diamond form, commits that Sonic Seduction as well, and they use greens on the opposite side. Coffee comes out with the Lady Loki that you mentioned. Walking on in now, it's that Soul Resurgence to force Madara back to the spawn doors. Into the sky also is Yusher, has the bubble, the buddy bubble from that Devil Dino. BRB is here at least.
He can't break the BRB because he has auto aim. Feels bad, man.
Only 3 members of your squad to come in touch, even with that res. Hoodie taking shots cross map from Amazing.
This is really bad for NRG, bro. Making it this far for Sentinels, that's a huge accomplishment here. Not a lot of teams make it this far, man.
Today, Venom. You come back though. He swings back in and decides actually wants to keep playing. So that's going to keep happening on that card, as though Crimzo takes care of the Devil Dino window eventually, so he gets chomped on at the very end with the Soul Resurgence once more. The ban phase you talked about enabling the side of Sentinels, as NRG doesn't have any tanks, any Vanguards here, no tankers to help secure the objective. And in overtime, window comes back. Finally, those Vanguards show up, but there's nobody else to help support this sort of stall, as you do have the HP. Aztec does help it out. Gov does give a whole
You gotta
lot
stay
of
on it.
healing,
You
but
gotta stay
have
on
to
it.
keep
Nice.
The Venom touches one last time. Oasis tracks him down. Karkit solely capped out, and Sentinels will win this round.
Yeah,
This
I mean,
is
there was a
very
lot of
bad,
picks there
bro.
from Oasis on
If
the
you are
Rocket,
on
too,
NRG
both
right
of
now,
the
you are
dive,
feeling
Rocket alone,
the
and then
pressure, bro.
also
You are
dealing with Dino in
feeling
those end
like,
game situations when you're in OT like that. I mean,
you're seeing the
there's just a
light
lot
start
of
to
finals
disappear, man.
across the board here. Oasis with 7
31
on the
and
Rocket
2?
is as much as Stinkers
18
has
and
as a
1,
duelist
28
on
and
NRG.
1.
The comp here from Sentinels on that attack was just absolutely unmatched, as we can see what they're thinking about for their defense.
Yeah, and I know I was kind of like
Chime, bro. Chime is 5 and 6 with 0 finals. He has a lot of damage, but 0 finals.
But like, yeah, it would be very good here, I think, just versus the Devil Dino. We
Chime,
saw how good it was
bro,
before. We saw how much
Chime.
damage Crimzo was doing off the Devil Dino, or back onto the Devil Dino.
Chime.
So really unfortunate situation to happen for NRG, especially with the lock phase
At least-
not really mattering.
At least
for
Madara is
Madara
6-7
and the
on
Cruise. This could be a
6-7.
hard one to win. Like, just
It's
straight
6-7
up, they go to that
Inception.
Deadpool strategist that we saw out of teams before into like a 2-2-2 style. I mean, Crimso's going to have just be on an absolute rampage, and even then, you're still against Mantis triple. So this is, you talked about it, Shib, pretty much checkmate in the ban phase unless something crazy happens out of NRG. I mean, Chime could go off, I guess, and
Today's 6-7,
yeah, the
man.
problem
Today's
is the Rocket Red
the 6
Raccoon
months,
early
the
protect
7th
is that
day.
sometimes it may not matter.
Yeah, I mean, it's definitely on the table. NRG has the talent. I do think the ban phase made it difficult for him. Again, you know, forcing out the penny and stuff like that. You know, cap, they're really getting more targeted where you can focus meta here, and that's what Sen's kind of doing into NRG, making it a lot more difficult for them to find a successful comp. Stinkers
Yeah,
obviously
that's also a really
Cat,
good point. Chime, instead of playing the Bucky, why don't you just go Moon Knight?
When you have
They're
that
playing,
triple comp, you just can kind of play
they're
on each other.
playing
Use those
Double
crystals to stay
Dinosaur
healthy. Chime
and
gonna
Loki.
be on the Bucky now.
Just go,
Early tackle goes in on
just go
Crimson,
Moon
who will
Knight.
pay for it, I believe. Wow, what a jump tackle. Perfect time to make that work on the Dino on the front line.
Yeah, but he's got 3 pocket right now. You don't have damage boost, at least at this point. If we were on Deadpool strat, you'd have Jackpot plus damage boost onto him, so he gets grabbed. Crimzo can't get taken out. Now Stinker's on the flank, going for those KOs and can't find it either. Again, lacking the damage, the extra bit of damage to help him on the front line. Has to fall all the way back, give up the off angle, though. Window on the Garud, able to find Crimzo. Maybe this is the change up that they needed, though. Crimzo's brought back by a BRB.
And then if Window,
Yeah,
if
both
Window
BRBs have been
goes
used now,
through,
so
you
now it's going to be
switch
back into the
to,
6v6 type
just have
situation.
someone
But
switch to
that pick
Moon
almost
Knight.
came through from
Chime goes
Chime,
Moon Knight
and
combos
looks like
with Groot,
Madara
bro,
goes
you
down.
win.
Yusher, a couple bullets into the dome there, looking upwards onto Yusher. You know, we've seen a lot of success with Bucky. I think it's totally a strong pick in this meta, especially against Loki, right? Because you can get those free resets. Oh, Dongman tries to get the grab there, but just clips the edge of the wall. They're still going to be able to find that pick on a Chime. But I'm liking the Emma right now. It's been a while since we've seen Emma get value. Playing on this early first point map consistently here as Sentinels are holding them at the door.
Such a satisfying sound.
Yeah, maybe go like the Moon Knight Groot stuff. I don't know. They just,
Yes, Moon Knight
now
Groot.
they have ultimates at least,
Moon.
so this is gonna be the fight.
Moon, bro,
They have
chat,
to win,
bro,
regardless.
bro,
this card's
chat,
not
bro,
anywhere into
bro.
the sky. Yusher's the one to
Bro.
KO. Poppy comes out
Bro.
by the way, so they throw ball. No, and the Groot out. Oh,
They
no.
just used Groot.
It's a disaster. Madara
It's
does get
GG's.
brought back by BRB, but 3 ultimates just thrown for nothing.
It's GG's.
Yeah, it's
GG's.
tough. That's a lot of commitment. That's just you know, you get in
GG's,
your
chat.
head a little bit
It's GG's.
sometimes, right?
I'm calling
It can
it's
happen.
GG's.
You know, it happens to everyone, right? Just
It's
like
GG's.
us is the way I like to word it. In rank, some of that stuff happens to the pros as well.
fumbling.
That's
They're
just
fumbling.
a huge mistake here.
They're
Chime
fumbling.
gonna have all
NRG
shortly,
literally
Madara
just
and Stinkers, and it's all about it. Can the duelists just try to pressure through
Forced
some of these
down and
answers?
one.
That'll be there from Ryan Mazing and Oasis. Crimzo going to start up here with
They
a
ran the
rampage,
ball.
able to find a hashtag after the fact, adding
Right before
salt
they
into
made
the
a
wounds
touchdown.
as Stinkers looks for
He
that
got
front play.
tackled. Fumble.
2 minutes left to go. At least they
Sentinels
still on
just picked up
time,
the
but
ball.
This cart, I mean, we
Ran
haven't
it all the
even
way
seen
down.
such a stronghold
GG's,
without Penny
over.
Parker here on this first point. Just feels
Done.
like such a perfect map pick at the moment for Sentinels as, again, it just feels
I
like
can't
I'm just hearing nothing
imagine.
but the
I
deep machine
cannot
coming out of
imagine
Yusher, who's just
voting
getting
on
headshot after
NRG.
headshot
If you
on the
vote on
double
NRG,
dino.
I don't know why you did
Obviously,
that.
they
I
had
thought
that
Sentinels was going to win hands
big
down.
match the size of a Tetra over EMEA. Not that just like randomly out of nowhere Tetra shade, but regardless, that huge ult by Chime committed. BRB brings back Ryan Mazing, so at least they're up numbers, but with the damage boost from the See You Later, can they find the follow-up? Yeah, window falls.
Yeah, Ryan Mazing with 2 here. Oh, no, it just seems like the mental's broken here of NRG. 1 minute and the card is not scooched at all, dude. I mean,
1 minute
Sentinels
left, chat.
are
1
just
minute
at
left.
the
I don't even
door
wanna
here
watch
for
this.
3 consecutive
I was
minutes,
gonna upload
trying
this
to
on
make it
YouTube,
4 with
but I can't
ults
do that anymore.
available
I'm gonna
in
have
just
to
a
upload
moment.
it on the
Yusher
hub.
will have the damage boost, and, you know, won't have the See Ya from Oasis, so it's at least a little bit of a saving grace here. It's all about, can Stinkers make something happen with this calling card? This is a great answer to the calling card. If you can find where Cat is, instead, going to make the whole team run away and now protect your back line. It's great to use Emma for that kind of stuff. Into Star-Lord, into Magic,
Just go,
into DD,
bro,
and even
how
right
did-
there
how are
into
none of them
Cat,
thinking
just
of-
making sure that no one else can play off the Cat play.
Yeah, I think the strat line's been playing so good for the side of Sentinels. The sleep came out, by the way. Madara, though, finds 2. Crimzo going to get brought back by the BRB. Now whips out the shotgun on Chime's side, but gets dove upon by the Dino. Grabbed. Punisher on Dino team-up action as he gets chomped down. But we are brought back. Aztec is. Window trades back Oasis, too. That's the guy with the BRB in the back line that's been brutal to deal with. Sneakers also finds Crimzo, so finally Sneakers is coming online. Double copy available for Aztec. He uses it first, but he should know to not use the See You Later. Now we use it. Snickers finds Ryan Mazing as well, and he's going to get brought back by a BRB, but they don't have straddles until Flame A right now.
Yeah, they're looking for the combination right now. Oh, but it said had to use Resurgence. Flame not able to look for Oasis to combine with Yusher. I'm not sure if that was an error or what happened here. Yusher still going to try to get one, but not able to burn through these crystals. And oh no, it looks like NRG might be able to lock in and make this happen here. Ryan Mazing now going to start with the Resurgence, and no! Down goes Chime Yusher with a nice pick
Wait,
there.
he doesn't
Now
go
gonna head
finish
up
off the
towards Aztec.
rocket?
Focus on the Loki, who does not have crystals, and that is going to be, oh wow, oh, yeah, I was gonna say, gotta be a pick there. Dogman cleans up window. This might be it, folks. Sentinels might be your second seed on the B group, and OT is ticking down. The stall is there, but it's it. Sentinels take it home and push through into the playoffs.
Dude!
What a series, what a day for Marvel Rivals
bro,
as Sentinels get it done.
Even
and
if you
finish
miss
off
one
our
Groot ult, it's
playoffs in
fine.
spectacular
Go
fashion.
Moon Knight, I gotta look at
as
Chime
NRG is
stats, bro.
sent
Show me Chime
home
stats.
after a valiant
He
effort.
did not have a
in
good day,
very
chat. He
difficult
woke up on the
group.
wrong side of the
Sentinels
bed.
will still be in our playoffs, and we
He had
still have
hair
the
in his
potential
eyes.
head-to-head
That's why
between
it's
Sentinels
good to
and
just
Thieves
go
available
hairless
for us as the drama
benefit.
is set to continue in the playoffs.